Welcome to the C-Suite, where we are helping women to create choices in their careers. I'm Danielle Jaworski. If you've ever had a passion to do something different in your career and you're not quite sure how to do that or if it's the right path to follow, our first segment might provide you with some inspiration. We're going to be chatting with Nasrin Barbic. She was a NASA software engineer and has really lifted off in her career to follow her passion. And she's going to share how she did that today with you. So welcome, Nasrin, to the show.
Danielle, thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have this conversation because what you're doing today is so different from what you were doing before. You started your career off as a NASA software engineer, and today you are a transformational love coach, helping women to find their soul-aligned partners. Can you share really at that point in time when you were at NASA, what did you know or what did you feel that compelled you to make a move and a career change?
Yeah, thank you, Danielle. Well, I can clearly remember one day in 2013, I woke up feeling that it's been a while that something was brewing, but that morning especially, I did not felt really good. I knew something is wrong and I need to put some time in it and figure it out. And I literally got up and called and take the day off for mental health. And I just had this realization that although I have done everything that I thought I was supposed to do, I had a great career, I was really excelling in my career, I was married with 2 kids, and by all means, I should have been very happy, but yet I wasn't. And I was ignoring that ache within me that is something is not quite right, right? And I couldn't figure it out why. I realized that I wasn't really truly connecting fully with my husband, even with my 2 kids. And and in my career, although I was very successful, I was no longer very passionate about it. So that's how things started. And I made a commitment that I wanted to figure it out. I want to know why. This was my second marriage. And I started first uh, sort of thinking that everything has to do with my marriage and I'm not happy in my marriage, right? So that took me to a deep transformation that took me 2 years. I separated from my husband and I made a commitment to myself to figure out why I'm not happy. And I started my journey with yoga, then life coaching, hypnotherapy, and what I found out truly transformed my life. And eventually, my husband and I got back together. I found joy where I was in my career, in my marriage. And but then through that transformation, I also find my passion. I wanted to help other women to also find their joy where they at or make the right decision for themselves where they are, because I realize a lot of us move from relationship to relationship and yet we find ourselves in the same place again, not happy, or from career to career, and yet again we find ourselves in the same place. So that became my passion, to help others to figure that out.
And you talked about you made the commitment to yourself.
Right.
What was that experience like and what did that commitment look like?
So it meant that I'm going to pay attention to myself for a change, right? You know, as a woman, we have a, especially for those of us who are committed to our career and to our marriage and to our kids, we literally forget to pay attention to what we really want. And the commitment was that I'm going to turn that around and for a change, put myself first and pay attention to my own needs.
Mm. And at what point, when you were committing to yourself to really understand what you really wanted, did you identify that a career shift was needed and you needed to find something else to do for a career?
You know, Daniel, it happened very organically because after I went through my transformation, through my journey, I decided to go deeper. So I became a certified coach, certified hypnotherapy, any modality that helped me, I went deeper. And naturally, I started having other women coming to me and want to know how I made that transformation. So I started a business on this side. And at some point, I realized I cannot do it all. I cannot have a full-time job and focus on that. I have a business on the side and be a mother of two teenage boys. So something needed to go. And I, again, went deep within and I said, what is bringing me the most joy? And I realized it's coaching and changing and transforming other women, helping them transform their life. And then in 2018, end of 2018, I decided to give my 2 weeks notice and just focus on my coaching.
Were you scared when you handed in your resignation?
Most definitely, most definitely. And it was an overnight decision, but I knew, like I said, okay, where is my heart and what I really enjoy doing? And then I had to let something go, and make that decision. But definitely it wasn't an easy decision, but I'm glad I made it.
Mhm. And so, what were some of the biggest challenges that you came up against when you made that decision to leave full time and pursue this passion that you now have, which was your business?
So I had a lot of pushback from my own family, to be honest, Danielle. Like for them, you had a career, like I was told that I had a career for 18 years, very successful as a software engineer. I had a six-figure, paycheck coming in, very secure job, right? And prestigious as well. And they were questioning my decision to leave it all behind for something unknown. And I understood that because we have a tendency want to stay where we are because it's familiar. And at least we know, right, what's going to happen next. But going to a business that I had, it was my experience to own my own business. And there were a lot of unknowns, right? So there, it was challenging for my own family to respect that and for myself to really step into that and say, yes, this is what I need to do and this is what I will do.
Mhm. And did you find, like we were talking about commitment before, did you find that when you stepped into your business, there was a whole other level of commitment that you needed to have to yourself?
Oh, absolutely, Daniel. I learned so much about myself. I mean, the great thing about being an entrepreneur and having your business is because you have to grow. Like your business grow as much as you grow, right? Like there is another commitment to yourself, to your own transformation and to your own growth because you're the leader of your own company, right? And then your company will grow as much as you do. So definitely I still have that as my priority to commit to myself to make sure everything is not only personally going well, but also in my business.
Mhm. Well, thank you so much, Naz, for being here today, really talking about this journey that you've been on to follow this passion. Again, going from software engineer to helping women to really create those very transformational soul relationships in their career, in their life. So thank you for being here, sharing your journey.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, Danielle.